The compartment door slides open with a soft, cushioned sound, and you step inside, and the warm amber light settles over you like something familiar, like something you have always known. The lamp above the seat glows gently against the dark wood paneling, casting a low golden hue that does not ask anything of you, that simply rests there, soft and still and kind. You lift your bag and tuck it into the overhead rack, and your arms lower slowly, and your shoulders follow, dropping just a little, releasing something they have been carrying without you quite noticing. The seat is deep and wide, upholstered in a dark velvet that gives gently beneath you as you sink into it, as if it has been waiting, as if it was shaped precisely for this moment of sitting down and letting the day go. The fabric is soft against the backs of your hands, soft against your shoulders where you lean into the cushioned rest, and there is a faint warmth in the seat already, as though the train itself is warm all the way through, as though warmth is simply the nature of this place. Outside the window, the platform is still. Rain has kissed the glass recently, and the droplets cling there in small silver constellations, each one catching a little of the amber light from inside, a little of the cool blue light from the platform lamps beyond. You can see a few figures moving slowly in the distance, unhurried, their shapes blurred softly by the water on the glass. A porter wheels something past without a sound you can hear, and everything beyond the window seems very far away now, very gently removed from where you are sitting. And then, so slowly that you almost do not notice it at first, the platform begins to ease away. There is no jolt, no sudden pull, only the softest imaginable movement, a long and quiet breath of motion, as though the train is simply deciding, very gently, to begin. The figures on the platform drift to one side. The lampposts follow, one and then another, sliding past in a slow procession. The covered roof of the station slides overhead and then is gone, and beyond the window now there is open night, dark and wide and very calm. The train rocks beneath you, a slow and steady rocking, side to side and forward, forward, a rhythm as old and unhurried as water moving over smooth stones. You feel it through the seat, through the small of your back, through your shoulders resting against the velvet. It is not an unsettling motion. It is the opposite of unsettling. It is the kind of motion that asks you, very quietly, to stop holding yourself so carefully upright, to let the rocking do a little of the work, to trust the gentle sway of things. The rain-kissed fields begin to open beyond the glass. Pale silver light from a moon somewhere above and behind the clouds lays itself across the rolling land, and the grass is luminous and still, and the dark shapes of distant trees move past in long, slow lines. Everything outside is moving, and yet somehow it all feels perfectly peaceful, perfectly unhurried, as though the countryside is not being left behind but is simply accompanying you for a little while before quietly stepping back. Inside, the amber lamp holds steady. The velvet is soft beneath your palms. The window is cool near its edges, and the glass holds all those small silver droplets, and beyond them the silver fields keep rolling slowly past, and the train keeps rocking, 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 and the sound of the wheels on the rails beneath you is low and even, a sound like breathing, a sound like rest. You settle a little deeper into the seat. Your eyes rest gently on the passing dark and light beyond the window. The night is long and soft and quiet, and there is nowhere else to be. And slowly, so slowly, the last of the station lights lets go. There was a warm orange glow for a little while. You may remember, the kind of light that clings softly to the edges of things, to the brass fittings along the compartment ceiling, to the folds of the velvet curtain drawn halfway back from the glass. That glow drifted past the window in long, unhurried ribbons, the way candlelight moves when someone carries it gently through a quiet room. And then it thinned. And then it was gone. What remains now is the wide, soft dark of the open countryside, and it is a very gentle dark, the kind that does not press or crowd but simply opens outward in every direction like a slow breath released. The moon has laid itself down across the fields beyond the glass, and everything out there is washed in a pale and quiet silver, the long grasses, the low hills rising and falling, the distant line of trees standing still against the sky like a soft border between the earth and the stars. The rain from earlier has left everything clean and glistening. You can see it on the window itself, the way small droplets catch the moonlight and hold it there for just a moment, tiny bright points of stillness, before the motion of the train draws them sideways in slow, wandering trails across the glass. There is something very peaceful in watching them move. They do not hurry. They simply follow where they are led, tracing long, quiet lines and then fading into the dark edge of the frame. The train is finding itself now. That is how it feels, as though the train itself has settled into its own ease, out here in the open, away from the stations and the platforms and all the stopping and starting. The rhythm of the wheels on the rails has deepened a little, grown more even, more assured. It is a sound that belongs to the night, that low and steady turning, that gentle percussion beneath everything else. Beneath the soft amber light of the little lamp. Beneath the warmth of the compartment. Beneath the slow rise and fall of your own breathing. The fields roll past in long, unhurried waves. Here and there a farmhouse stands far off in the darkness, a single lit window glowing faintly amber, and you drift past it so gently, so completely, that it feels less like passing and more like dreaming, the way a thought sometimes drifts through the mind at the very edge of sleep, warm and quiet, there for just a moment, and then softly gone. The velvet beneath your hands is smooth and cool near the edges, warmer where you have rested. The faint smell of old wood and rain and something gently sweet, perhaps the wood polish on the paneling, drifts through the still air of the compartment. Nothing changes too quickly here. Nothing needs to. The lamp glows its amber glow. The wheels turn their slow, even turning. The fields breathe their wide, moonlit breath. Somewhere far behind, the station is already gone, already small, already belonging to another part of the evening entirely. And somewhere far ahead, morning exists in its own quiet way, unhurried, not yet asking anything of anyone. But here, in this moment, there is only the steady movement through the dark, the silver landscape drifting past, the warmth of this small lit space carrying you gently forward. You are held. That is the word for it. Held by the seat and the warmth and the low sound of the rails, held by the wide soft night beyond the glass, held by the easy, breathing rhythm of a train that knows exactly where it is going and is in no hurry at all to arrive. The moonlit fields continue to roll and roll and roll softly past, and the night settles around the train like a blanket, like a sigh, like the quietest and most comfortable kind of stillness. And now, just above the dark edge of the tree line, the moon is rising. It comes up slowly, the way all the most beautiful things do, without announcement, without hurry, lifting itself into the deep blue of the night sky as though it has all the time in the world, as though it has been doing this for so long that it knows there is no need to rush. First it is just a pale suggestion behind the highest branches, a softening of the darkness, a silvery breath held just below the horizon. And then, gently, it clears the trees entirely, and there it is, round and full and luminous, hanging in the open sky like a lantern lit from within. The light it casts across the fields is cool and soft and entirely its own kind of light, not the warm amber of the lamp in the compartment where you are resting, not the golden glow of daylight, but something quieter than either of those. Something more patient. The meadows below it seem to receive that light gratefully, the way a sleeping face receives the warmth of a blanket drawn up close. Long silver fingers stretch out across the grass, across the low rolling hills, across the gentle dips and rises of the countryside, moving slowly past the window, and everywhere the light touches, the world seems to grow a little more still, a little more settled, a little more restful. The pale grasses shimmer as the train passes. That is the only word for what they do, is shimmer, very softly, the way something shimmers when it is at perfect rest and the light simply finds it there. There is no wind to speak of, or if there is, it is only the smallest and most thoughtful of breezes, the kind that moves through a field not to disturb it but simply to pass through on its own quiet way. A few pale seed heads catch the moonlight and hold it for just a moment before the train carries the window gently past, and the field gives way to another field, and that field to another, each one very much like the last, each one softly silver, each one breathing slowly in the night. And then, very far off, almost at the edge of where the eye can follow before the darkness swallows it, there is a farmhouse. It sits low against the landscape, patient and solid, the way farmhouses do, as though it has been there a long time and intends to remain. Most of it is dark, resting, the way the whole countryside is resting tonight. But in one window, a single small square of warm yellow light glows steadily. Someone has left a lamp burning, perhaps, in some quiet room at the end of a quiet evening. Or perhaps someone sits there still in a comfortable chair, not quite ready for sleep, watching the same moon that you are watching, feeling the same soft and wordless peace that settles over a night like this one. The yellow light holds for a moment in the window of the train, warm and small and far away, and then the fields carry it gently out of sight, and the darkness closes softly behind it, and the meadows continue their long slow rolling passage through the silver night. The moon stays. The moon is always there now, above the tree line, above the fields, above the quiet train moving through it all at its own unhurried pace. The light it lays across the world is cool and even and endlessly gentle, and there is something in the way it falls, across the grass, across the window glass, across the soft interior of the compartment where the amber lamp glows warmly, that makes it feel as though the night itself is looking after things. As though everything is accounted for. As though nothing is needed and nothing is missing, and the only thing left to do, now, is to rest a little more deeply, to breathe a little more slowly, and to let the moonlit fields continue rolling, quietly and without end, softly past. And beneath all of that, beneath the amber warmth of the little lamp, beneath the soft press of the velvet seat, beneath the slow silver rolling of the fields, there is a sound. There has always been a sound. You have been hearing it all along, perhaps without quite noticing, the way you do not notice your own breathing until someone gently draws your attention to it, and then suddenly it is the only thing in the world, steady and reliable and soft. It is the sound of the rails. A low, even clatter, patient and unhurried, moving beneath the floor of the compartment like a quiet heartbeat, like a slow and faithful rhythm that has been keeping time long before you settled into your seat, and will go on keeping time long after you have drifted fully away into sleep. The wheels turn and the rails receive them, and the sound that rises from that meeting is something almost too gentle to be called a sound at all. It is more like a feeling. A low vibration that travels up through the floor, through the frame of the seat, into the warmth of the cushion beneath you, settling into the body like something remembered. There is a pattern to it. A soft and repeating pattern, like syllables in a language you have always known but never needed to speak aloud. A sound that says nothing in particular and means everything, in the way that rain on a roof means everything, in the way that wind moving through tall grass means everything, not with words, but with a kind of presence, steady and encompassing and kind. You listen, and the rhythm continues. It does not hurry. It does not change. It simply goes on, the way good and quiet things go on, the way a river goes on in the dark, even when no one is watching, even when the night is very still and very deep. There is the low, soft clatter, and then a brief pause, and then the low, soft clatter again. Again. And again. Each repetition the same as the last, and the same as the one that will follow, and somewhere in that sameness there is an extraordinary comfort, a sense that the world has found its rhythm and is content to stay within it, at least for now, at least for this long and gentle night. The lamp flickers, just barely, and the amber light shifts almost imperceptibly across the velvet, and then settles again. Outside, the moonlit fields continue to pass, a dark line of trees, and then open silver grass, and then the quiet outline of a low hill, and then open silver grass again, all of it drifting past in that same slow, unhurried way, keeping time with the rails, as though the whole landscape outside and the sound beneath your feet and the warmth around your shoulders are all part of the same soft arrangement, all turning together at the same quiet pace. You let your breathing slow to meet it. In, and out, and in again, and the sound of the rails is there beneath each breath, beneath each moment of stillness between breaths, beneath the heaviness that is beginning to gather behind your eyes in the most pleasant and welcome way. There is nothing to listen for. There is nothing to wait for. The train knows the way and the night is wide and the rails go on and on through all of it, through the silver fields and the dark trees and the long slow curves of the countryside, steady and sure and asking nothing of you at all. Only this. Only rest. Only the low and patient rhythm beneath everything, turning like a lullaby, repeating like something kind, carrying you gently forward through the soft and moonlit dark, further and further still, and more slowly now, and more quietly, until the sound itself is less a sound than a dream of sound, warm and near and everywhere at once. And then, slowly, so slowly you almost do not notice at first, something begins to gather itself at the edge of the dark. A shape, or perhaps only the suggestion of a shape, rising softly from the fields the way a thought rises when you are nearly asleep, not quite formed, not quite solid, but they're all the same, patient and unhurried, waiting for your eyes to find it. A steeple. Pale and slender against the sky, its stone washed silver by the moon, pointing gently upward the way old things do, with a quiet kind of certainty. And beneath it, gathering slowly around it like breath gathering in a sleeping chest, a village appears, a small and darkened village, all its windows dim, all its doors closed softly against the night, resting now as it has rested for a very long time. The train glides through without slowing, barely disturbing the air, and you watch it all pass in that smooth and unhurried way, the way things pass in dreams, where nothing rushes and nothing startles and everything simply arrives and then gently moves on. There is a square. A small one, paved with old stones that gleam a little in the moonlight, still damp perhaps from an earlier rain, catching the silver glow and holding it the way still water holds a reflection. There may be a bench there, or the shape of one, and a tree beside it standing very quietly with its branches just barely stirring, and the whole of it still and composed, like a painting of a place more than the place itself. And then the cottages, a row of them, low and tidy, their thatched or tiled roofs dark against the sky, their gardens invisible in the night but somehow present, somehow felt, the way you can feel the nearness of growing things even when you cannot see them. The chimneys stand in a gentle row. No smoke rises. Everyone inside is sleeping, warmly and deeply, the way people sleep when the night is soft and the world outside is quiet and the rain has already passed and left the air clean and cool. You pass a gate. A low stone wall. The edge of something, a lane, perhaps, or a path leading somewhere unhurried, somewhere that can wait until morning without any trouble at all. And then the village is behind you. It slips away so gently, so completely, that you find you are not quite certain it was there, only that something warm and still moved through you as you watched it, something like the feeling of a half-remembered place, a place that asks nothing of you, expects nothing, only offers its quiet rooftops and its sleeping windows and its small moonlit square to be looked at softly and then released. The fields open again on either side, wide and breathing, the long grasses bending slowly in whatever small wind moves across them out there in the dark. The tree lines return at the far edges, dark and patient, and above them the sky is the same sky it has always been tonight, deep and still and scattered with whatever soft light the clouds allow, and the moon somewhere behind them, or between them, or ahead of them, casting everything in that same cool and gentle silver. Inside, the amber lamp hums its low and wordless warmth. The velvet seat holds you the way warmth holds you. The window is cool if you were to touch it, but you do not touch it. You only watch, or perhaps you are no longer quite watching, perhaps your eyes are only half open now, and the shapes outside have become softer shapes, less like things and more like the memory of things, less like a world and more like the feeling of a world passing gently by. The wheels turn beneath you. The low sound continues, patient as it has always been, carrying you forward through the open and moonlit fields, through the quiet and the dark and the slow and easy distance, onward, and gently onward, into the soft unhurried night. And then, without any hurry, without any announcement, the land begins to change in the gentlest possible way. The open fields soften at their edges, the grass is growing taller and more silver in the moonlight, and somewhere just beyond the glass you begin to sense, more than see, the presence of water. A low and quiet river, moving slowly through the night, finding its way along the valley floor the same patient way it always has, the same way it was moving long before the tracks were laid beside it, long before any train came breathing softly through the dark. It appears at first as just a shimmer, a long, low gleam between the grasses, catching the moon in broken pieces, letting the light come apart and drift and come together again on the slow surface of the water. The river does not rush. It moves the way the night itself moves, unhurried and wide, certain of where it is going without any need to arrive. You watch it through the rain-kissed glass, the window still faintly cool beneath the amber warmth of the compartment, and the river keeps pace beside you for a while, its silver surface just below the level of the embankment, close and quiet and companionable. And above the water there is mist. Just a thin and delicate mist, lying softly against the surface, neither rising nor falling, simply resting there the way a breath rests in the air on a cool and gentle evening. It moves only barely, only when the faintest current of night air stirs it, and then it shifts in long, slow swells, like something breathing in its sleep. The moonlight catches it from above and the river catches the moonlight from below, and between the two the mist glows very softly, pale and quiet, a kind of light that asks nothing of you, that only drifts and settles and drifts again. Your eyes grow soft watching it. The velvet seat holds you as warmly as it has always held you, the low amber glow of the lamp steady and unchanged beside you, and the sound of the wheels continues its long and patient rhythm, that gentle percussion that has become as familiar now as your own breathing, as the slow rise and fall of your own chest in the warmth of the compartment. And then the bridge comes, very gently. There is a low sound, a long and resonant hum that rises up through the floor of the carriage, through the seat beneath you, a deep and steady tone that the iron makes as the train passes over it, as the weight of the train is held by the old iron and the old stone and the quiet river running beneath. It is not a loud sound. It is a carrying sound, a sound that seems to come from deep in the night, from deep in the slow and silver water below, and it hums through everything for a long unhurried moment, and then it begins to fade, the way all sounds on this train begin to fade, softly and without resistance, dissolving back into the low and steady turn of the wheels. You are across the bridge now. The river falls gently behind, still glowing, still misted, still moving in its own slow time. The mist lingers in your memory the way mist does, soft at the edges, already beginning to blur into the larger softness of the night. The fields open again, wide and silver and still, and the tree line returns at its quiet distance, dark and patient, and the rain on the glass continues its faint and lulling trace. The lamp glows amber. The seat is warm. The wheels turn their long, low turning, carrying you through the night as they have always been carrying you, through the mist and across the water and back again into the open and the dark and the slow, soft, breathing dark, onward, always gently onward. And above you, just above you, there is a lamp. It is a small lamp, a quiet lamp, set into the curved wall of the compartment in a little brass fitting that has held it there for a very long time. The shade around it is the color of honey, the color of warm tea left to cool on a windowsill, and the light it gives is not a bright light, not a sharp or reaching light, but a round and gentle thing, a circle of amber that falls softly across the velvet of the seat and across the wooden paneling beside you and across the backs of your hands resting there, warm and still. You notice it now, perhaps for the first time this evening, or perhaps you have been noticing it all along without quite knowing that you were. It does not flicker. It simply glows. Steady and low and unhurried, the way a candle glows when there is no wind at all, when the air in the room has settled into perfect stillness and everything is content to simply be. The lamp has been glowing like this since before the train left the station. It will go on glowing long after you have drifted away into your soft and dreamless sleep. It does not need anything from you. It only gives. And what it gives is this, a small warm world. A circle of safety, drawn in amber light, that makes the compartment feel held together, feel known and near and enclosed, the way a room feels when the curtains are drawn against the night and the lamp is on and everything outside is very far away indeed. Outside, beyond your window, the countryside goes on and on. There are fields out there, wide and silver, stretching away into the dark. There are tree lines at the edges of things, dense and quiet. There is the moon moving somewhere above the clouds, threading its pale light through, laying it gently across the sleeping land. There is so much space out there, so much open, breathing, moonlit space, and it is beautiful, it is deeply and quietly beautiful, but it is also vast, and the vastness goes a long way in every direction, farther than you could walk, farther than you could see. But in here, everything is near. The lamp makes it so. The lamp draws the world in close, pulls the walls in gently, wraps the amber light around the velvet and the wood and the warmth of the seat beneath you, and says, "Here. Here is enough. Here is a place the size of just you, just this quiet corner of the moving night, and it is enough, it is more than enough, it is everything you need. Your eyes are heavy, perhaps. The light does not demand that you keep them open. It is not that kind of light. It is the kind of light that asks nothing, that simply rests there above you like a small warm star that has come inside out of the cold and found a place to settle, and is glad, and is still. The train moves through the dark with its long and even rocking, its low and steady sound, that rhythmic turning beneath you that has become, by now, as natural as breathing. The rain traces the window. The fields go on. The moon is somewhere above, silver and slow. And the lamp glows amber. It glows the way warmth glows, the way a held breath softly released glows, the way the feeling of arriving somewhere safe glows, quiet and continuous and sure. It glows above your closed eyes, or nearly closed eyes, painting the dark behind them a soft and gentle copper, a warmth that asks you to rest, to stay, to let the train carry you and the lamp hold its circle and the night go on being exactly what it is. Soft. Near. Amber. Still. The lamp above you, glowing. The seat beneath you, warm. The night outside going slowly, so slowly past. And then, so gently you might not notice it at first, the light outside the window begins to change. The silver fields, those long open meadows pale and wide beneath the moon, begin to soften at their edges, and one by one the open spaces narrow, and the tree line that had been a distant thing, a dark hem at the far edge of the world, draws quietly closer. The train does not hurry toward it. Nothing hurries here. The forest simply comes, the way sleep comes, gradually and then all around you, and before long the tall pines are on every side, their great dark shapes rising up and up into the night sky, and the moonlight, that soft silver light that has been your companion across all those open miles, begins to filter and to fade. It does not disappear. It would not leave you entirely. But it becomes something quieter now, something held and diffused among the needles and the branches, broken into soft pieces, a glimmer here and a pale edge there, the barest suggestion of silver caught along the upper canopy where the trees are highest. And below that, a deeper darkness, a softer darkness, the kind of darkness that is not empty but full of the quiet breathing of the forest, full of stillness and pine and the slow cool presence of old trees standing in the night. And you notice something else. The sound of the wheels has changed. Out across those open fields the rhythm of the train was clear and steady, a gentle percussion moving through the open air, but here among the trees it becomes something muffled, something warmer, as though the forest has leaned in and softened every edge of sound. The wheels still turn, the track still hums its low and patient note beneath you, but it comes to your ears now as if through something thick and kind, like sound heard from the other side of a heavy curtain, like music heard from the next room while you are already almost asleep. And the rocking of the carriage, that slow and even rocking that has been cradling you all this while, seems to deepen here among the trees. It is the same motion and yet it feels more felt, more full, as though the forest floor beneath the tracks is softer ground, as though the whole train is breathing a little slower now, settling a little lower into itself, the way you settle when you have been held long enough to stop holding yourself up. The amber lamp above you still glows. Its warmth has not changed, that small and faithful circle of light falling across the velvet seat, across your hands, across the gentle dark of the window glass where now and then a pine branch drifts past, close enough almost to touch, its needles dark and fine against the softer dark beyond. There is something companionable about it, the lamp and the forest together, the warm light inside and the deep quiet outside, neither one asking anything of you at all. The trees go on and on. That is one of the kindest things about them. They do not end quickly. They offer a long, unhurried passage through their quiet, and the train accepts, moving through the corridor of pines at its same slow and steady pace, the wheels soft, the rocking deep, the darkness outside close and gentle and full of rest. You breathe. The forest breathes. Somewhere high above the canopy the moon is still there, patient and silver, waiting. But here beneath the trees there is only the soft dark and the warm lamp and the rocking of the carriage, slower and slower it seems, deeper and deeper, like the long slow rhythm of breathing itself, in and out, the trees on every side, the sound of the wheels a low and quiet hum, the seat beneath you warm, the lamp above you holding its amber glow, the forest going on, softly, all around you. And the forest going on, softly, all around you, and then, without quite noticing when it happened, the trees have begun to thin, to space themselves a little further apart, to let the sky come back between their branches, pale and wide and still, and you can see once more the open fields beyond, the long silver grass lying flat and quiet under the moon, the mist sitting low and unhurried across the ground, and it is all very gentle, very soft. The way the land opens itself again like a slow breath released. You are barely watching now. That is all right. Your eyes have grown soft at the edges, and the window is there if you wish it, the glass cool and dark and silver-lit, the fields moving past in their slow and patient way. But there is no need to look, no need to follow any particular shape or shadow as it drifts behind you. The world outside is simply there, doing what it has always done, turning quietly beneath the moon, and you are here inside the warmth, and that is enough, and more than enough. Your thoughts have grown quiet now. You may have noticed that the things that filled your mind earlier in the evening, the small concerns, the half-formed plans, the little knots of wondering, they have come loose somewhere along the way, somewhere between the first soft fields and the dark of the forest and the long slow rocking that carried you through, and now they drift, if they are there at all, the way the mist drifted over the water, loosely, easily, with no particular place to go and no hurry about going there. A thought rises, soft and unhurried, and then it passes, the way a farmhouse passes in the dark beyond the window, a warm light in one small window, and then gone, and then only fields again, and the thought is gone too, and that is perfectly fine, and another comes, just as gently, and it too passes, and you let it, because letting things pass has become very easy now, as easy as breathing, as easy as the slow turning of the wheels beneath you, which you can feel more than hear now, a low and steady pulse beneath the floor, beneath the warm velvet of the seat, rising up through the whole quiet carriage in a rhythm that is very old and very calm. The amber lamp above you holds its light without flickering. It has been there all along, patient and warm, and it will go on being there, casting its soft glow across the ceiling, touching the edges of things with its gentle gold, the dark wood of the compartment, the folds of the curtain at the window's edge, the slow rise and fall of your own breathing. You can feel the warmth of it, not as heat exactly, but as a kind of presence, a steady softness surrounding you, the way a room you have always known surrounds you, familiar and unhurried and close. Outside, the fields go on. The moon goes on. The mist goes on lying low and silver across the ground, and somewhere far out in the dark a line of trees sits still against the sky, and the train moves on past all of it, slowly, so slowly, as though it too has grown drowsy, as though it too has settled into the long and quiet rhythm of the night. And you are here, inside all of this warmth, inside the amber light and the gentle rocking and the soft sound of the wheels, and your body is heavy in the most comfortable way, and your thoughts are loose and drifting, and the window holds its pale reflection of the moonlit world, and the fields are wide and still and silver, and the night is very gentle, and the train rocks on, slowly, so slowly, and everything is soft, and quiet, and near. And the train rocks on, and the amber lamp glows its low and steady gold above you, and the velvet beneath your hands is smooth and worn and warm, and there is nowhere else to be but here, in this quiet moving world, carried gently forward through the dark. The fields go on and on outside the rain-kissed glass, wide and silver, breathing slowly in the moonlight, and the tree lines at their edges are soft dark shapes against the pale sky, still and patient, the way old things are patient, the way the night itself is patient, unhurried, holding everything gently in its hands. You are being carried. That is the only thing that is happening. You are being carried, and the wheels turn beneath you with their low and even rhythm, and the carriage sways the gentlest sway, a rocking that is less like motion and more like rest, like the deep familiar rest of something that has always known how to hold you. Your shoulders are heavy. Your hands are still. The breath moves in and out of you slowly, slowly, and each breath is a little quieter than the one before, a little deeper, a little more like letting go. There is nothing to hold on to. There is nothing that needs holding. The train knows where it is going, and it is going there without you needing to do a single thing, and the night is wide and soft around it, and you are here, inside the warmth, inside the amber light, inside the gentle rocking dark. The rain has left its traces on the window, small rivulets that catch the moonlight and hold it for a moment before they drift slowly down the glass, slow as sleep, slow as the fields moving past, slow as the breath in your chest that rises and falls and rises again without any effort at all. The lamp hums its quiet hum. The wheels speak their low and patient language beneath the floor, that soft percussion of iron on iron, steady and untroubled, a sound that has no beginning you can remember and no end you need to think about, only the middle of it, only now, only this. And the fields are silver. And the moon is somewhere high and calm above the clouds, spreading its pale light evenly across the world, across the hedgerows and the gentle rises of the land, across the sleeping farmhouses and the dark still ponds that hold the sky inside them like a gift. All of it passing slowly past the window, all of it quiet, all of it held in the same unhurried dark that holds you too. Your thoughts are loose now, drifting the way a boat drifts when the rope has been untied, moving without direction, without urgency, out across the still water of sleep. A thought rises and softens and is gone before it fully forms, and another comes like a slow wave and passes, and there is nothing in them that needs your attention, nothing sharp, nothing that calls to you, only the soft movement of a mind that is learning, gently, how to rest. The velvet is warm. The lamp is warm. The rocking is warm. Everything here is the same warmth, the same softness, the same quiet that has been here all along, waiting for you, steady as the wheels, steady as the moon, steady as the breath that moves through you even now, even as your eyes grow heavy, even as the world at the edge of your awareness softens and blurs and becomes something more like feeling than like sight. The train moves on. The night is very large and very still. The fields go by in silver, and the dark tree lines hold their patient shapes, and the lamp glows amber above the empty seats, and the window holds the moonlit world, and you are here, and you are warm, and you are resting now, and the train carries you gently, and gently, and gently on.